All right. So we're here with Sea of Thieves, and now I've hit record, thank God, and we'll get this launch off the ground here.
They fixed
Oh.
the starting with two of the same weapons, or starting with one weapon, or no weapons for PC, and they also increased your scoped sensitivity for PC only. Because like bring up your scope, you have to move your mouse from here to Jamaica to get it to like work.
Mm-hmm.
So they upped that, and they're working on putting in a slider so you can change it for your scoped sensitivity.
Yeah, my game updated today. Interesting. So they lessen the damage of the blunder, huh?
An interesting choice.
I don't know if I like that.
Yeah.
103 patch notes, let's see.
We have liftoff.
A message from the ferryman has been nailed to the doorpost of the Ferry of the Damned, instructing players how to scuttle their ship. Okay. Use blunderbuss, increase eye reach.
Back jab, you are straight up Pookie Duke. Back jab. Why did I use you? Why do I bother?
Multiple server and client crash fixes. Maybe they fixed your issue there, Wildling.
Oh, my client never loading?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah. See.
Oh wow, trading companies now have limited voyage stock that refreshes at 6 a.m. every day.
Oh wow.
Yes.
That's a big difference.
Oh yeah.
Because they were abusing the trading companies to get only the good missions. So now
Well,
they just slowed down progression.
well, unless you just go out and pirate your face off.
But
Which
there's
is
only a limited number of boats on your server, so how many times can you kill the same boat and get treasure?
But they're also, what they did say is they want to reduce the amount of times that servers are closed uh, during the day. So if there's only a limited number and people keep leaving, they'll add more people to your server rather than add them to other servers.
if you think about it, it's like if you're pirating and people are getting, get frustrated with it, like they may just quit out and log back in and get a different shard. And don't the shards change over time? Like, don't you like change shards as you're moving across the map? I thought you didn't always
It's
stay in the
never
same
changed. It's never, no, a pop-up would come up with words on the screen. It's never happened to us.
Oh, okay.
Pirates can migrate to another server after completing this Skull Fort and sailing away with the vault key. After migration, they will find the vault is empty upon their return.
Oh really?
Oh,
It's if you change servers.
Yeah. The short-term solution is not to sail away from the skeleton fort until when you have the vault key.
what?
Yep.
That's straight. Is that something they made that
They
change?
No,
just
these
put
are
it
it's a
in.
known issue.
That if you have the key and you sail
And you
away
sail
from,
away, you can server transfer, and when you come back to the skeleton fort, it'll be empty
oh my
because
God,
you're on a different server.
yeah. But we've never, but that hasn't happened to us. So
Never happened to us, even when we did
No.
sail away.
I know.
But now that keeps in mind, it's like you can't, like, if you're fighting and it's very contested and you get the boss down, you have to fight somewhere in that area.
it's a good point.
You know.
Good point. Yep.
Interesting. The trading company thing is a big deal. Wow, I'm really.
I mean, but not for nothing. How many times? So wait a second. So what they're saying is it across the entire server, or is it for your? So like, if we log in, let's say right now, are you saying that the trading companies might not have missions at all?
No, I think they're. I think it's per person.
Oh, okay. Well, I
It's so that
mean,
you can't. I mean, it doesn't affect us because we don't do it. But all the guys
yeah.
that are grinding it, they'll buy missions. They'll buy 3 missions. They'll go through them. If none of them have a handful of gold animals, they'll cancel all of them, then buy more. So now you can't do that all day long. You can only do that to a certain amount. Or you have to change your crew, and then those people have to do all their missions. And again, not everybody's at the same level, so you're not getting the best missions all the time.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
it's going to slow
honestly,
down
we have
progression.
level 25 missions, and some of those missions just felt like complete garbage. Like,
Oh, they're all
Yeah.
garbage. I mean, there's so many complaints on Reddit about level 25 and above missions giving out Seafarer's chest. It's like, well, what are you doing? Like, it's the shittiest chest in the game. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
I should at least get one captain's chest in that whole thing, or marauder's chest.
good point.
Feels like the loot was better in the beta.
It was,
It was
dude.
better in the
How
beta
many
because the
whaling
red chests
chests did
showed
we
up
get?
everywhere.
How? Yeah.
Yeah, the grog chest and the whaling chest, they were everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Now they're not. Now you barely see them. You can actually look at your in game. You can look at the gold merchant and look at his like in the gold merchant achievement things unlocks, and it'll tell you how many how many um, grog and how many crying chests you've turned in. And
Really?
the number for us is like one
One.
crying chest or two crying chests and
Yeah,
like
it's
one or
one.
two grogs.
Yeah.
We would have had by the time we hit 25 and early in the beta that we were in, we had them like crazy. They were on islands. They were all over the place.
Yep. There were. Not
And all
anymore.
that does is add into the hysteria about the game not having the content that everyone thought it was going to have.
Yep. Just causing people to leave.
Mm.
Yep. Yep. Doesn't what do you call it in? The free month of what do you call it in soon? Doesn't it Game Pass? Couple
Yep.
days? Yeah.
See how many people stick around.
That's what they're saying. Yeah, that was a post on Reddit is, the due date for Sea of Thieves is when the first free month or the first month of Game Pass ends. How many people stay around?
Mm.
Yep.
Because the game was free with Game Pass,
Yep.
so we'll see.
I mean, not that it's gonna matter. I mean, it's gonna matter to a certain degree, but like, there's still gonna be the game's still there.
Yeah, and they haven't made the grind any less, easier. So,
Grindy.
they're if they're gonna add content, they're not gonna add it in the middle of the game or early content. They're gonna add it as end game content. So,
Yep.
regardless of that, the only way you're gonna see the new content is by grinding through 50
Yeah.
levels of each one of the merchants, and then I think they said it's 10 for the other one, but the
Or with a
it takes
legendary.
it takes so
Yep.
long to get a level because each legendary quest you get gets 8 maps and then a ninth map which has the legendary chest, and that one chest is the only thing you get reputation for the Athena's
Wow.
reputation. Yeah,
Yeah.
that just do all the maps on the wheel,
Ridiculous.
then do the last one and dig up the
Oh,
chest.
I already left. Well, the Iraq Lobster 7 has already left the game because it's too toxic. Yeah, there's definitely some hostility in that game, especially when piracy starts occurring. But
Yeah,
the
it is.
the grind's just not worth it. Like, I mean, I like
And
the game. I really do like the
I
game,
like it
and
too.
I will play it. Certainly, will play it more. But there's a part of me that's also just kind of like, seriously, like, not a power in this thing.
the
Yep.
and playing single players like on you can't do anything. If you see anyone, your game's over. Because I would get
Yeah.
constantly like repeatedly chased down. Like I don't have anything. You sunk me 2 minutes ago. I can't even leave port.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of griefing. It should be called Sea of Griefing.
Sea of griefing.
That's why I called it yesterday
Perfect name.
because
Yeah.
that's all it is. I mean, even if you show up at the fort and you take out the team that's there, yeah, they push them to a far spawn point, but they'll make it back in
We
time.
made it back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we made it back and sunk the ship that sunk us. So like, it's not the server transfer has to happen at some point, and they're not. I don't know if they're willing to do that.
Or there has to be some repercussion. Well, there really is no way to make a repercussion, right? Like you're either gonna be
If you get wiped at a fort, spawn with no materials on the boat. Make people farm for them. Right, like make there some sort of condition that the boat spawns with 0 cannonballs, 0 bananas, and 0 planks. And you need to loot the island that you spawn at, and you need to loot a handful of islands before you have any materials to come back and actually put up a fight.
yes, yeah.
And spawn enough materials on the fort to keep the person that's there holding it alive. Because I
Yep.
mean, you can handle a couple waves if you have enough materials stocked up. In waves, I mean, the constant galleon coming back every single time.
I mean, it didn't feel horrible. I mean, when we were on the other night, like at least like you definitely were a lot further away. I mean, if you think about it, like it would have taken us a substantial it took us a substantial amount of time just to get back to like where we had started. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel like there's a very real possibility of having to deal with that type of issue, with the faraway spawning, but I don't know. The problem is like from a content standpoint, you can't if there's not a lot of like solid content, it makes it really hard to like want to play the game when you're like, okay, yeah, I'm playing the game, but for what reason? Like to do the same missions over and over again.
And when you become legendary, it's the same missions all over again.
Yeah.
Because even the Athena's ones is digging up a chest, so it's gold hoarders. There's no new content. After you grind for whatever 200 hours, I think somebody calculated it is.
Oof.
To get to legendary status.
Yeah, it's kind of.
And the only thing
ridiculous.
that's
There's not much
available
there.
right now is one transmog set. When you become a legend. One transmog set. It glows like bluish green, like turquoise.
EFD on that. I mean,
Yeah, that's the legendary armor set. There's no ship in there. There's no special ship yet. There's no sailing. That's all supposed to come, I think, in a couple months.
Yeah.
There's supposed to be some captain's patch or something that's supposed to add content, and you're supposed to be able to, when you go down into the legendary pirate area, you're supposed to be able to. They've talked about being able to sail out of there with your legendary ship. That's supposed to look different than the rest of the galleons or sloops. So. Yeah.
oh, Iraq, you had a galleon chase you for 4 hours for a skull key fort. Ugh. We have been both.
We did that.
We have both. Well, we've never chased anyone down for
Never
a skull
chased
key
anyone
fort.
for the key, but we've been chased.
But we've had the fort key and been chased and like literally spent like 3 hours in the game just running around until they eventually just got tired and bored.
Yeah.
Or we got tired and bored and just decided to go do it, and it worked into our favor, right?
Yep. I mean, even to the point where you had to get off the ship with the key and hide.
Yeah. We got off the ship, landed on we were at where were we? We were at can't remember the name of the island, but we ended up getting off the ship and just camping out on the island for like 30-40 minutes just waiting. At one point I thought I was getting stream sniped because I was streaming on Xbox Live and we had engaged these guys a couple times so they had saw it. And yeah, Nikki was there. Nikki was there hiding the key with us. That's right. He was there. It was an interesting experience to say the least. Oh my god. Turn these lights off yet? Prograde. You don't have any way of turning around, do you? Okay. Play. Set. Name this Uncom 2. Version 2. Version 2, guys. Let's see what we got here. Cancel that out, make a new maneuver. Circular parry. Execute next. Plenty of fuel. What? Rack, did this turn off again? Oh man, I'm gonna have to work on that. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm not gonna be flying that. What are you using for flight info? Meaning like when I set my maneuvers, or like when I build, I'm using Kerbal Engineer, and I use MechJab a little bit. Though MechJab's kind of unreliable, so it takes a second pair of eyes just to make sure MechJab isn't gonna like crash into a planet or anything. That neat little engine. Spark. Alright, so we're going to put a third satellite up in orbit here. This guy's done. We're going to shut his engine down because I am notorious for turning engines on by accident at the complete wrong time. Oh. I think this is the all y'all plugin. I'm not really sure how to let's see if there's a setting for it. Otherwise, I'm going to have to put a whatever. I'll make an action group for it. Resume plate. Out. Yeah, radial out. That's what we want. Alright, comms are up. Antenna's up. Satellites in place. Disabling SAS. And going back to Space Center. We're going to launch another one of these bad boys up here. Why we're doing these comms, because it's super duper fun, I know, is because we are going to be mining on Mun to get ore to make liquid fuel. And so I need better communications, otherwise it's fail miserably. Do I need to change anything about that vessel? One thing I wanted to check. I think I used the wrong comm satellite, but we're going to check real quick. Unless it's just a tooltip that's broken. Do you play Kerbal, Iraq Lobster? Oh, sweet, man. It's a fun game. I like it. Not the range I was expecting it. Sure what plugin I removed that changed that. Ah, well, we'll figure it out. It's not the end of the world. But we have to check the Duna satellite. I'm not sure if that thing's going to still have communication. It's out to Duna. Back. Don't need that information. Sats there. Right with this. Did my first Duna landing yesterday. Oh, that's awesome. I am a little behind you. I'm sending my first satellite to Duna. In fact, that's what I'm focusing in on right now. Looking at right now. First Duna satellite here. All right, so I won't have great relays, but I will be able to communicate back when get to Duna position here. We're just gonna have a little bit of signal delay, so we'll have to plan accordingly. We are 308 days away from encountering. I didn't probe, simply gunned it. I thought about that, but I have like some life support mods and a couple other things, and so I was like, I don't know. I think Jebediah would get mad at me if I just shot him out the Duna and said, "Good luck, bro. Hope for the best." Don't suggest it, yeah. Oh, let's relaunch what we launched. At 2 final. You brought a level 0 engineer with Jeb? Oh my god. Jeb was probably very disappointed with you. He was probably like, seriously, bro? The guy doesn't even know how to use a wrench. What were you thinking? It's all good, though. Fortunately, they speak in a language that you can't understand, so even if they're mad at you, you wouldn't know. Alright. ComSat 2 going up for a second time. This will be the third satellite around Mun, and should give us enough coverage so we can do some mining. I still have to build the ship for it, but you know what I mean. I have some landing I need to do on Minmus. Be landing. We're gonna be landing on Minmus after the satellite goes up. My next mission is I have to take an engineer. I've got to fix the lander that I have. I forgot to put a remote pilot assist on there. So what I have to do is, in order to like dock with it, I want it to turn and face my docking vessel. I basically have to EVA with one of my pilots and get onto the lander and then turn it, which is kind of silly, right? So we're gonna after this satellite's up, we're going to go up to the Minmus lander that's around Minmus right now and attach a remote pilot assist so we can use some SAS, and then we'll go land on Minmus. We have to land on either the flats, poles, slopes, poles, flats, greater flats, or highlands. I think there's 4 locations I still have for science on Minmus. That will hopefully get me the rest of the science I need for my rest of the aerodynamics packs, and then I'm gonna, well, we'll see if I can build a space plane that can actually take off from Kerbin and then land back on Kerbin without any actual like staging assist. But that's a tall order. See how well that order is filled. I can't tell you how excited I am that so I reached out to Streamlabs, like their ticket. I submitted a ticket to Streamlabs because my viewer count wasn't working. I gotta say, man, they actually responded pretty darn quickly. In fact, the guy emailed me like tonight. In fact, hey, what's up, Watermelon? How you doing, bud? Welcome back to the stream. So now I can show both of my my viewer counts for both streams, and as long as I don't bring up this the restream chat client, then my unified chat works in the stream. So all in all, it's almost like things are working. Almost. All right, Mech Jab, you're being a little picky, don't you think? It's because we're still in the atmosphere. That's why. Mech Jab. No. Jab. Add some lights. Illuminate. Oh, we're fast forwarding. So how you doing tonight, Watermelon? What are you up to? Playing games? Just watching games? What's new in the world? All right. Next. Rendezvous. Here. Node changes that node though. Fast. That's what I have my problem is. I need to slow down my node maneuver. Yes, that's what I need to do. Slow it down that way, and I probably have to. I think that works. Carry 8,000. Bad at all. Let's try that guy. Let's take that node and see what happens, shall we? Like 3 of your panels are blocked. You take no sun. Uh, I messed it up. That's because I hit the engines wrong time. Made a boo boo. But I did use less fuel to get out here, so that's not a bad thing. That node right now. I use about the same. Yes. Not sure there's a hand in here. All right, so we gotta slow this guy down chronically to up, get in front of their satellite that's out here. Otherwise, I'm gonna be playing this game if so. Tracking action group. Got it. Okay, well, sucks. Well, that's better. That's a lot better. So we're gonna perfect. Done. Nice. Okay, so this is uncom 3. Com. check Muncom too. Have a good night, Nikki. Try to turn its lights off and its S off. Turn its lights off. S off. Nice. It's more or less in a similar orbit as Muncom 3, so good there. Could put another one up here, but I probably don't really have to. Planet overlay. Overlay. Nice. It's crater. I don't even think I've done science in that crater. It could totally be a twofer. East. EVA report while landed at the Mun's East crater. Oh, alrighty then. Do you think that's what we're going? Dirt? Dirt. There's a lot of dirt apparently. There's water on Mun? Shit. Alright. Head back down to the Space Center real quick. Now that these satellites are up. Take a look at our stock of stuff we have here. Maybe we just do a min-must landing and we'll leave Mun for another night. Out here. Colonization. Which one makes water? Outputs organics and recyclable. Output. Something's gotta output water though. I know this. I know there's something that makes water. What that is, I do.
A water maker?
Yeah, like I have to find it. There is an item that makes water. I just don't know what it needs as an input to make this water. Okay.
Is it urine?
No.
It needs urine, doesn't it?
No, it is not. It's not a Kevin Costner water maker, okay? It is not a Kevin Costner water maker. It is a regular Kerbal water maker. No urine required. Ay, ay, ay.
Just saying, maybe that's what the Kerbals need for water.
I don't think so.
You know, those do exist.
I know. I saw it in Waterworld.
I know, real astronauts.
No, I know.
That's actually done.
Should I go see if they make a Kerbal, like, urine to water mod? Like,
you never know.
should I be, like, looking that up right now?
What about poop to food? I mean, are we going to do that too?
Okay,
that doesn't really work, though.
I mean, unless you want to get sick.
Yeah. I mean, you just can't constantly eat peanuts and corn.
Oh, God. All right. I'm good.
Hey, man, that's the best way to get corn, right?
Okay. I got it. The problem is I need to make... It's not even that I need water. It's that I need to make... Oh. Never mind. It answered my question for me. It makes oxidizer already. Trying to make fuel in space, and so I knew that ore would turn into liquid fuel. I did not realize that ore could also be turned into fuel and oxidizers, so I just need ore. Got it. Just need ore. That's easy enough. Piece of cake. Alright, let's bring the craft file up. That. Or. Man 1 is what we've been working with. Do all of our stuff. Oh, and I was thinking about changing command 1. But probably not. Action group. No, get that out. That's not good at all. Don't need our lights. Don't need. What you need to do is not use these reaction wheels that are on the sides of the tanks because they're like near impossible to click on anytime I have to do anything. And one. Oh right, we were gonna put. Actually, just. Okay. Sure does fit. Yay. Chances are he's in zero. Yay items. We need that. EVA mono a propellant. That's probably all I really need. Okay. That will be for this mission. Change this. I'm totally rework the vessel, but I don't think I'm doing that tonight. Could do it tonight. Straight up pain in the pookie duke.
Could be worse.
Be starving, hungry. Oh wait, yeah, I'm starving. What? My lord. This is what I was using to launch it? Lord. Gee. Looks aggressive. This one. Oh. $7.5 meter lift version 2. Frick. See what the other one was. And this one had total delta V of 7.4 meters, 7.4 thousand meters per second. All right, so go into orbiter, man 1. Oh, save it. Merge in. Lifter. I'm gonna see what happens with it. Out. Okay, I gotta stage this. quite as much fuel. Not quite as much. Alright, whatever. I guess we will go with the old school one and just fix it later. There. Bearing. Vessel. As and 1B. One lifter one. Final. Sure. All right, and then we're gonna merge. We're gonna merge our lifter and one lifter. Show. Check all our staging it. Perfect. Done. Breaks off there. Kicks on the 5 engines we have. Those break off. We break the shroud off. We don't want shrouds. That breaks off. That engine kicks on. Man 1B. Lifter, add a new tag here. Status. Ready. Final. Not gonna be. Oh, it could be orbit. That's what it's there for. Okay, good. Done. Okay, save that. Curbs. Which curbs are we bringing? Valentina, Bill, and Bob. I don't have a pilot. We can't land on Minmush. Really bring up another guy? Seems excessive. Also, just go get Jebediah. We can leave Bill on the station. No, we can't leave Bill on the station. We need to bring Bill. 170 days of habitation with 4 Kerbals. Plus, oh, we got more than enough. All right. Mundos, you're coming up with us, bud. Because we haven't built a new vessel yet to support you. Okay. An antenna on this somewhere, right? That would be really awkward if I didn't. Oh, there it is. But this lower stage, or did I not? Oh, this is the earlier version. Right. Okay, whatever. Launch. Time to launch. We're going to Minmus. We are going to Minmus. We're going to repair, not repair, we're going to upgrade a lander that's out there. And then we are going to land, get some science. It's going to happen. Guess it doesn't really matter. Guidance? Play. Five, huh? Up to 5. All right, Mundos, you're there too? Great, awesome. We're all here. Like we're ready to take off. Engage autopilot. And we're off. Man, I hope I didn't forget anything. Wow, I could strut right here. Not that it's that big of a deal, but you see the engines are kind of like pushing out. Of course, now they're gone, so it doesn't really matter now, does it? Woohoo! Rockin' and roll. Tell you what, DVD. It was painful
So,
wiping all those times tonight.
yes, it was.
Sure was.
Quite painful.
It was painful dying from things that I shouldn't have died from too. Like melee from the boss.
What time? When you ran in on Vera Mathers before any one of us had pulled?
No. I
When?
died. Let's see. What time did I die? It might have been before you came on. Oh, I don't think all the logs updated.
I don't know.
Oh, there must be 2 different logs from today. Oh no, the logs aren't all up, so I couldn't tell you.
I think it was one of them you did on King
One of them
Groth,
I got
right?
melee right to the face. Yeah, it was Kingaroth.
Yeah.
And it wasn't near you guys either. I just took melee. I was like, damn.
Well, for pretty much every time on him, I took 2. The hell's that big hit that he does?
Oh, Forging Strike.
Yes, and I would take 2 of those in a row.
Ken and I usually take like 3 or 4, which is actually completely wrong. We're not supposed to do it, but it would happen.
Oh yeah, it's totally doable. Like if I know it's gonna happen, I can do it.
And I thought we were gonna survive the Death Cloud stuff on the final boss, but then bomb killed me right through my defensive, and I was like, oh, oops. But then again, I looked at my deathlog and I had 0 healing going into it either, so I was like, I'm trying to run away and heal myself at the same time, which I can't do because I can't move and heal. Stop still, hit my passive, hit my heal, start trying to heal myself and die.
Did you look at the death log for the last pull of Kingaroth last night?
No.
I don't think so, no.
I think you got hit for like 8 or 9 million deck on one of them.
Awesome.
On the last pull that I died 3 times. One I got hit for 14 million. Another one I got hit for 11 million. Both of those with 0 healing. And then I got hit for 42 million with 23 million healing incoming.
Oh yeah, I got hit for at minute and 50 melee for 11.2 million.
Yeah.
Healing received none.
Yep. It was one shot.
Yep.
Those because yeah, same with the 2 times I died, where it was like there was nothing I could do. I had defensives up, and he was just like, "Fuck you, bro, done." It's like, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I looked at that and I was like, "Damn, deck, 11 million."
And yeah, I know. I can't do anything about melee. I might have just pulled aggro or something. I don't know. Because he does a version of Forging Strike when he puts down the little pylon things.
Yes.
But they don't hit as hard as 13.9 million that you got hit for at a minute and 35 seconds into the fight.
Yep. Yep.
Wow. That's what it is.
And it happens. But yeah, we wiped a lot last tonight.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we
only
did.
got the first 2 bosses down. Okay.
Yes, he did.
Don't even get me started on that. I don't even know what to say there. I don't even know what to say. I have words, things in my brain. Things in my brain.
I heard you laugh.
Yeah, you know exactly what I was laughing at.
Oh, I did.
You know exactly what I was laughing at. Ugh. whatever, whatever.
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
It's just a struggle, man. It's like like rating and WoW. Like I don't have a problem with it, but like I don't have fun with it. So like if I don't have fun with it, it makes it even harder to stream it because like I'm not enjoying it, you know?
Yep, because
Like
you just sit there silently, like, all right, let's do this again.
like yeah, I mean, we died on the last boss for no reason. Like and it's not to like harp on any one person. It just happened, like, right? There's no point in getting any like frustrated, like it happened, but like at the same time it's like you can't have fun with it, right? In the game that you're playing, then it makes it a lot harder to sell that when, other people are like, "Oh, yeah, let's go watch you play the game you don't want to play." And it's like
Yep.
and then they're probably scratching their heads going, "Why would you bother doing that?" You know?
Oh yeah.
Fuck this. By mistake. So, yeah. Just an interesting experience. It's just an interesting feeling. I'm trying to find the silver lining. Not finding the silver lining right now.
It's hard because especially because it's the end of the expansion. That's like if it was progression and we're moving on to Mythic, be like, yeah, all right, let's do it. But if we were ready to move on to Mythic, we would have just one shot everything and been done with it last night.
And the DPS chart wouldn't look like it looks either.
That is very true.
The DPS chart, I mean, it can't. It can't be a handful of people at the very top doing big numbers and then everybody else doing absolutely nothing. So, not necessarily nothing, but like not to the potential of their eye level, right? And everybody makes mistakes. I'm not expecting everybody to be perfect, but
Oh, it happens.
You're parsing, gray parses,
every single time.
every boss fight, every week. Like at some point, it's got to move to green, to blue, at least. Like you got to get up a little bit, but it doesn't seem to be happening that way. And every time we clear and pieces of loot drop, I don't know. Somebody's equipping items and not taking, full advantage of them.
Yep. It's no feeling.
I mean,
Agreed.
the numbers from last night that were just bonkers. I was like, my character's broken.
I just set mine to healing. Just want to see how much healing my warrior has. Numbers aren't bad.
My parse for Garathi's still orange from yesterday. I thought it would be blue by today, or purple.
Well, I just have to think about next week because it's not like I don't want rating to occur, but like 2 weeks ago, we had a conversation about rating, and it was like, oh, there are people still coming to the raid, and let's go. They know, like, but like, then you come out and like, you know, some people aren't there, or they're, running other content, which is fine. But then it's like, I don't need to run the raid content like at all. I literally have no reason to run it, and other than the social aspect, you know.
Yeah.
It just gets frustrating.
It's the only reason why I'm running it. I mean, I have like a under 1% chance of getting anything out of here. Like it has to be some real lucky roll
Yeah.
of a piece of gear that isn't already upgraded.
Stop
Above.
with Siege. Stop with Siege, man. Darren. And Darren. Busting my chops out Siege.
I wonder how that went tonight. I hope they had a good time. That's funny.
So battle royale? Um, what battle royale game are we gonna start playing there, Deck?
PUBG.
PUBG, huh?
Yeah, probably on a regular basis. That's good to
And
hear.
Darren said it went well.
I wreck shot. Of course you did. Of course you did. I'll just stand and fall off the roof while you just kill everybody. Oh, that game, man. Just don't understand it yet. Yeah, PUBG. That's what I think we're gonna start focus on as far as battle royale and try to get understanding. And what I was explaining to Wild Things, and I want Darren to hear this because he's probably gonna play. Like, a lot of our first-person shooter experience, at least for me personally, has been Call of Duty style first-person shooter, where
Yep.
you're running and gunning constantly, and there's no penalty for dying at that point, right? I mean,
Yeah.
there is, but there isn't, right? It's not as bad as it is in PUBG. So, one of the things that I need to focus on is what I'm supposed to be doing as we're moving along, like going from area to area and moving along with the circle, because sometimes I stand there and I don't understand. Oh boy, your bot just, whew, bot
Yep.
just silenced the hell out of him.
Wow, it deletes all the messages?
It
Wow.
did.
That was aggressive. I wonder what the let's see what Batismo just thought was not okay.
Spammed.
Yeah, spam.
Please stop spamming.
Oh,
He should just come on chat then at this
no,
point.
no. He just used a lot of caps, and Batismo didn't like it.
Well, anyway, what I was saying is I need to really understand what what your role is when you're like going from place to place. Is it you're supposed to be scouting? You're looking out. Like I don't know. I don't.
He wants us to get better at Siege. That's what he said.
Just hide until everybody else.
Me and your bot have to have a long fucking talk, man.
It doesn't like caps locks, man. It gets aggressive with the capses.
Yeah,
I-
fuck that robot.
Batismo.
Jesus.
Batismo, he's such a nice guy.
Batismo can eat a ween for all I care.
You know what? I think it saw Siege and was just like, no Siege.
He has that lock. He's that word in the blacklist. Just type siege. It's like delete.
But the siege memes. The siege memes. No, for real though, you guys should fucking get good at Siege and play that with me.
I want to get good. I want to get decent at one of the battle royales, so that you take that knowledge or take that experience and move it to all the other ones, because I think there's going to be
Okay.
a lot, and there's going to be a lot more of them.
Think about this. PUBG comes out.
Yeah.
Big deal. Fortnite comes out. Nobody
Mhm.
gives a shit. PUBG's done. Then, what's next? I mean, this one, what just came out? Fucking Radical Heights or whatever?
Radical Heights seems pretty
That's
cool.
already getting a whole ton of viewers. So, like, who cares what the new Battle Royale is? It came out like 4 years ago and people are still playing it.
I just want something to play on nights where we only have an hour left and we want to just play a couple rounds of a BR and then
Well,
call it a night.
One round of a Battle Royale is anywhere from 20 to 40 minutes. So,
CS:GO.
yeah, or CSGO, man. Like,
Oh.
even that's a good
CS:GO.
one. Like, at least that's fast.
I don't
like,
want to play
that's-
CS:GO.
That game's been out forever, and people still play it.
I was thinking
Minecraft
of getting
Hunger
into
Games.
CS:GO. I need another. I like competitive games.
So wait, if you
being
like, I have a question though. If you like competitive games, what would be wrong with the battle royales? Doesn't it kind of meet the whole competitive nature?
That's the point. There's no ranking system. There's no
Okay, that's fair.
esports scene. You don't really know where you stand with like. There's no pros. You don't
Good
know where you
point.
stand compared to like the global spectrum. Like, okay, so like, I play PUBG like recreationally, and in squads I was in the top 0.3% players. What does that mean? Like, 0.3% of what, like half of those are probably AFK bots. Like, that's a horrible statistic. It means nothing.
Yeah.
I'm probably in the top like 40% of like people that are actually trying and playing. Like, that's a horrible statistic. It doesn't mean anything. You know what I'm saying?
Like catching what you're saying.
At least in Overwatch, when I play, I can look and I can be like, oh, okay, Diamond, I'm okay. Like, I'm okay at that game. There's like Masters and Grandmasters and like top 5.
How about you, Lobster? Do you play any like PUBG, Fortnite, any sort of like battle royale games?
It means nothing. It means literally nothing.
I mean, you make a valid point. There is no ranking system in PUBG, which means like, you know, depending, no matter how good you're doing, like it's not like you're gonna be in a competitive game. But like, I guess at
We'll
this
start playing Heroes. Heroes of Storm.
Heroes of
I
the
mean, if you're gonna do
Storm.
that, you should just play League of Legends.
Yeah, why wouldn't we just play League of
Nobody gives a
Legends?
shit about Heroes of the Storm.
Like, I mean, I like League of Legends.
League of Legends
personally.
makes me so angry, so I don't know.
Why?
Hey,
Why?
me and my friend D are about to play like an ARAM or two if either of you want to jump in.
Lobster, that's awesome. I don't know. I don't really play them. I don't really play the battle royales, the L. And Sentinel here would love me, and Darren would love me to play just Siege all day long.
You trying to get you to play Siege?
No, I asked
Sure.
Lobster on Mixer stream if he played PUBG or Fortnite or anything like that. His response
His answer's
was
on the screen.
his response was pretty good. He said no thanks, I'm already gay.
Nice.
Good response. You'd probably appreciate it.
Sorry. I'm in
It's probably against terms of service.
I got
just
your
point
invite.
that out.
I'm in TeamSpeak with here. I'll be right back, D.
You should probably
Right?
just spell the word from here on out.
Oh, Siege. So you do play Siege, it seems like. Oh, look at that. Vote is in. Siege apparently is a big deal.
Yeah, it's getting popular again, bro. Anyway, I would play League with you. I would play Siege. I would play PUBG even
What
though
roles do you play in League?
it's off meta support picks and ADC. I used to jungle, but I hate doing it solo queue. So, like if we played together, I would jungle for days. But I don't solo queue jungle.
I play top.
I'll play
Wait a
anything
second, hold
but-
on. There's
I'll play
4
anything but
people on this
jungle.
chat right now that play League of Legends.
What I heard.
How is that not like I would play League of Legends personally?
5 if
Not
you
to say
include
they.
my friend D right here.
All right, there
that
you
we're
go.
about to play ARAMs in, so.
I don't know if I can play League again.
right, right. Slowy was around for
Oh,
all that.
you can
That was-
QD. I'm like
Whew.
watching. I'm just kind of in another chat for a second.
League boy. Woo-hoo.
Yeah, I was
It would take a while to get back up to speed.
I was
They made a lot of
super
changes.
close to the plat on my one like way back in the day, but that was like, I mean that was holy shit like at least 3 years.
We were doing full team rank matches.
And we were having
Keep
fun.
up
Well,
and it's just
At one point.
frustrating.
It was right. My buddy Rob, man, he played a lot. He plays a lot of League, man. He's plays a lot. He's a really good support.
but does he play anymore?
Yeah, you think he's still playing League? Absolutely. He plays.
Yeah,
That's
no.
the only game he plays.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not against Heroes of the Storm, but at the end of the day, like League of Legends, like
It was
just
a joke. I was trying to meme it. Come on,
Oh.
relax. Jesus.
Heroes of the Storm is oh shit D where I'm still in league. Yeah, Heroes of the Storm is absolute garbo.
I mean, I like the transmog stuff you get for WoW, but that was about the only reason why we played it, right? Wasn't it an amount we got or something?
Got him out.
Yes. Yes.
Garbo.
It was the only reason anyone played that game.
Dude, if you guys seriously want to do some league this weekend or something, I will play and grind it out.
I would play League. I'd even play Siege again. But you see, my problem with Siege is like maybe I just need to sit down and really like go through the operators and like go through their kits because like I just don't understand. And that's not that it can't. Not that I can't understand. I just don't understand some of their some of the kits.
Well,
So
then
I just
mean,
get confused.
Stop playing operators that have complex kits. Like on defense, pick Rook. Put your armor down, put 2 reinforcements up, and then just go jack off in the corner.
That's what I
No,
was
I'm
doing.
serious. Like that's
what
the
I was
best
doing.
way to learn
I was
how to
putting the armor
play is
down on
to
the
play
ground.
like an operator where you're not like a super vital. If you don't do this, your whole
Right.
team is screwed. Role. Like something that's like, you know, Rook's a great defender. Doc, all you got to do is take out your little Healy pistol, and if someone goes down, shoot them with it. And if they don't. Like that's, you know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
That's how I would do it. On attack, like Ash.
You sound like that's exactly all the things that I was doing.
Then you're doing it right, man. Like just you don't pick don't pick like Lion or Twitch or Thermite, like because that's all stuff that's like.
I was
hey,
picking
we
like
need that shit to work. Like
I was
don't
picking
pick Thatcher. If
Yeah.
Thatcher fucks up, like, hey, we're counting on Thatcher to do the thing, man. But yeah, like, it just takes time. You gotta learn, like, knowing the maps. Like, it's all about when you peek something, you gotta know exactly where to put your crosshair and where they're probably gonna be. And if you don't even know
Yeah.
the map, there's a 0% chance you're gonna get that right.
Well, that I completely understand, because like I mean it's the same idea with Call of Duty, right? Like
Yeah.
if you don't know the maps, you are doomed. You'll never be able to succeed, because you'll ultimately always be running around going, wait, where was that again?
Right, but that's why if we can get just 6 of us, we can do 3v3s, and that's a really easy way to learn the map.
Good point. Good point.
Which was also a blast, too. Like, I really
No, I had
like
fun with that. I
only
did.
playing with friends. I think customs are pretty cool. But
I just want to feel like I contribute and don't stand there and
you guys each got a kill.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's how you win some games, though.
Ah,
Battle Royale games.
No,
You just
I agree
hide
with you.
until everybody kills each other, and then you just
No,
kill them
they
at the end.
they got hard. I mean, I don't want to sound rude, but like you guys got hard carried.
yeah, because I mean, again, I don't mind learning the game, but like sometimes there's just like that desire to learn, and sometimes there's like that, like, damn, like,
Well, on the last match, I'm in the room all by myself, and you're running around, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna stand here because I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. He's not talking. I'm just gonna stay right here where I can't die.
Yeah. I mean, I probably should have communicated more too.
but it's hard when you're on like shared comms.
Well, yeah. I want to see this fight that happened at the Yankee game tonight. What happened?
Alright, I gotta roll out, play this this ARM.
All right, man, we'll
But
be here.
I will see you guys tomorrow most likely.
Yep.
See you guys.
Later.
User disconnected
one.
from your channel.
Well, I do think League of Legends would be fun. Held it right there. That's Is there a single player mode to Siege? Is there like a campaign or something you can go through?
I don't know. Maybe a training thing. Maybe. I don't
No,
know.
I was just thinking like if there was a campaign, a lot of times the
Says there is.
campaigns will use like similar maps, you know, than what you'll see.
Steam has it listed as single player.
Okay, so there's a campaign.
I don't know what's in it though. I just
Yeah,
haven't
I-
brought up because I was looking at it.
And you like CS:GO, if I'm not mistaken, right there, DVD?
I do. I do,
That's a whole nother game.
and it's quite fun. I enjoy it because you don't really have all of that complicated stuff.
Gotcha.
If you start playing competitive, then you do, because then it depends on like how much money you have and which guns you buy and all of that. Then it gets a little complicated, but then it's still not even that complicated. Because like you can't destroy anything. You know, you only have like limited grenades, limited flashbangs.
Gotcha. No
Good
campaign, it's situation, says Lobster on Mixer. So,
Ah.
well, it's something to think about. But one thing's for certain, it can be very hard to pick up any new games. 2 nights of my week are spent raiding in WoW.
Well, let me know if you do Siege. if you need someone.
Well, I think we need. Well, I mean, Deck and I mean, we have Andarin who plays it. He has a couple of buddies who play it as well. But I mean, ultimately, I mean, if you're around, if you want to play it, like I'm pretty sure we would absolutely make that a thing. I think we still give Siege a try. Well, here's the thing: I'm not buying another. I'm not buying another video game. Like I'm not gonna go buy CS:GO if I already own Siege, right? And like the whole discussion about like PUBG versus like Fortnite. I mean, I'm not gonna play Fortnite. Like, it's just I've tried. I don't like it. I don't like the building aspect. I don't like the feeling of like essentially the only real weapon of choice is the shotgun. Like, I don't. Those things don't work for me in a video game. You know. Though ironically, in Siege, I was playing with the shotgun more than anything, but it made
Sounds
sense,
different.
right? Because it's like such close quarters and more tactical combat, which I enjoyed a lot. So, yeah, that's what it's gonna come down to.
CS:GO is $15.
Not that it's not the money so much as I've just spent money on Siege already. I already own Siege, Like I own Sea of Thieves, the game that we're probably never going to play again.
Yeah.
Wait for
Well,
a few updates.
I mean, I don't like to say that we're never going to play it again. I would like to think that we would, but at the end of the day, like, who knows? All right, but I gotta dock this thing, so I can't be talking about Siege right now because I gotta get Valentina to go out and. Oh no. We'll send Mundos, the our token Kerbal. He's the red shirt. I should put a red shirt on this guy. Is what I should do. He's my red shirt Kerbal. If he doesn't make it, it's okay. Tell you what, doing this maneuver on the dark side of Minmus is probably not the best idea. I have no solar power. Again. Happen. Shouldn't use it. All right, Mundo. Okay, bud. Time for you to get there before this thing hits us. No pressure. Target. This guy to target. Done. Alright. Bring us in. Hmm. Oh, alright. Oh. About to get some sun here. It's good. Nice. Alright. Bill. Bill's inventory. Everything he needs. Alright, Bill. Bill's gonna go do some EVA. Bill is going to install what we need on this wallet here. Man, Chatter is yelling at me. With this thing. Probably really doesn't matter, to be honest with you. Tight there, Bill. Flying away yet. How do I do? Cannot be attached without a tool.
Alright, I gotta go to bed. I'll catch up with you later.
Adios, Slowy.
Good night.
User disconnected from your channel.
Job, Bill. Alright, not take out the solar panel in the process. Done. Bill is seated in his repair missions. Start. Bob. Transfer Bob over. Situation, rocket fuel. Okay, full. Oh, that's awesome. Yes. That's right, I left him full and ready to go. Not anymore. Power that engine on a second. Let's translate to out power. Science situation. Current science. Science to do this very moment. Oh, islands. Okay. Doing the particle one. I can collect it. I did everything. My new action group mod I got just straight up went crazy on the science. Out here. It says it's available science. Alright, Bob. We're gonna EVA and we're gonna see if we can fix this quick. Fine. Oh. Oh well, whatever. So what are you doing now, DVD?
Surfing.
Surfing the web. No, you're doing CS:GO surfing, aren't you?
Yes.
What do you do in CS:GO surfing? What does that exactly mean? Like, talk to me like I have no idea what you're talking about. I idea what you're talking about.
I know. So essentially, they make these diagonal walls everywhere, right? That float in the air. And whenever you walk into those walls, you don't fall down. As long as you like are walking into it, you know? So if there's like a wall that's leaning from left to right, if you like strafe left into it, you can run along it and go faster. And what they do is they set up these obstacles where you have to, like, you can't touch the ground, otherwise you restart, and you need like to get your speed up to go to cross different gaps, and like to go around corners you have to like line yourself up as you like, it's interesting. I don't know.
Hmm. It's not that you're playing the game to
Oh, you're
like,
not killing anyone at all. No.
gotcha.
All right, I think I'm calling it.
Good night, Deck.
All right, I'll talk to y'all tomorrow.
Have a good one. I just posted a link to a quick video of what surfing in CS:GO is.
Gotcha. Take a look at it in a second.
Good night.
Adios,
Have a good one.
muchacho.
User disconnected from your channel.
But it's quite fun. It's very complicated. It's like it's hard to master,
Gotcha.
to get really good at it.
I gotcha. Okay.
But they're all like these maps that all these people make, and they put different obstacles in there, and they're kind of fun.
So what turned you on to that? Just, I mean, it does sound pretty interesting.
I saw people do it, and I was like, "What in the world is this?" You know.
Mhm.
So I looked it up, and I was like, "Oh, it's kind of interesting." And then I tried it, and I was like, "This is kind of hard." Now I just want to do it more.
Gotcha. That's cool.
I'm by no means good at it.
I mean, hell, I have no idea what you're fracking talking about. I mean, I now understand more, but I'd have to see it, and I'll look at that video as soon as I'm done with my, spatial maneuvers here.
Oh yeah.
are we now? We're gonna land great flats because that is absolutely elbow expander. It's min us greater flats, not great flats, greater flats. That the last time I got myself all screwed up. Ah, greater flats. That's what we need. Perfect. All right, so going to talk to me. Yes. Got a little RCS off. Out. You guys are done. In a bit. Okay, next. Out. There. Parents. Down. Okay. That actually works really well. And execute next. Why do I feel like that's a horrible idea? On port node execution. Almost ran right into that spaceship I have here. Wasn't paying attention. Thinking about other video games now. Tisk. Like surfing in CSGO.
It's quite fun.
750 meters falling. 5 seconds. I smash into the ground. Or not. Woohoo! Ground tether toggled. You have landed. do that? Why would I do that? Oh my god. Oh, I like lifted the landing gear while landed on the ground for some reason. Clearly tired.
Yeah,
Clearly tired. Clearly tired.
it happens.
Target. Oh, and then I have to go to bed after I do this. Oh my god. So keeping myself up late for no, not gonna help tomorrow, that's for sure.
Probably not, no.
So have you been playing much Overwatch?
No.
Just not interested, or
No, because I've just been doing a few other things. Because I've come to the realization that on my main account, I get better matches when I play prior to noon.
oh, okay.
Because a lot of times it will put me in with higher ranking people, essentially. And I win more, and they're just much better games. But then once it becomes afternoon, my time,
Mm-hmm.
the match quality just goes downhill.
Oh,
And yeah. But I've been playing WoW recently during the day, just trying to knock out a few things that are going to be gone when Legion is over. So
I gotcha. I hear you.
yeah, I decided to farm the the field medic title the other day.
That's the one where you do all the like first aid missions around the world.
Yes. I had like 3 of them done. It took me
Mhm.
9 hours of straight farming.
Ugh. Not fun at all. That just sounds painful.
It was. But I got it done.
Talking to my wife about this WoW dilemma that I'm having. Like, if you don't have fun playing the game, she's like, you should just stop playing it. I was like, oh.
It's not that simple.
I was like, I don't know if it's that simple. And she's like, how is it not that simple? I'm like, well, like, I guess it's just not. I don't know how to explain it. I was like, like, I don't know. I guess I couldn't explain it. Maybe that's why she was like, if you can't explain why it's just not easy to, not play a game that you're not having fun with, she's like, then, you have to figure out, like, why are you playing it then? Because if you're not having fun, like, then who's going to want to watch, like, you just not having fun playing the video game? Like, that's a good point. I don't think I would want to watch anyone playing a video game that they were just, like, not having fun with, right? Like, I'd ask the same question, be like, why are you playing this game if you're not having fun? Like, if you're stressed out and, like...
Exactly.
Like, what does anyone need the raid for? Is there any, like, a single person that's in there? Like, do you need anything on your warrior right now? Like, there anything that you're like, man, I wish I could get this item on heroic?
It's legitimately just transmog, which doesn't really even matter because I'm never going to do it anyway. It's just, since we're doing it, okay, fine, I'll bring my warrior because then maybe I can get, like, the last 3 pieces of transmog that I need out of heroic or whatever.
I gotcha.
You know?
Yeah.
But I don't need anything on him. My demon hunter doesn't need anything. My druid doesn't need anything. I mean, I could bring my warlock or my rogue, but the numbers aren't going to be there, and that's what we need. We need numbers because we have other people whose mains just can't pull the numbers that my rogue, who has barely any play time at max level.
Struggle is real, man.
Yes, it is.
User joined your channel.
Still doing this?
Nah. I'm docking at my
Learned
Minmus
so
lander.
much about. I bet you are docking.
Docking right now,
Learned
man.
so much about seed.
Oh,
Docking
man.
in Miss Lander. You don't need a lander to land.
Why not? I got all my science in there. I could auto science this guy if I wanted to. I leave him out here. I pick up my Kerbals, reset the science, go drop the science off. I'm almost done with science though, man. I only got like 3 things unlocked, and then it's just a matter of what do I want to do.
Yeah, there's like a lot more science that I need. I'm not really sure where I'm gonna get it at. I'm gonna start picking specific spots. I've gotten almost 700 science from Minmus already, or something crazy like that.
Yeah, it's good, man. Some good science there. No doubt about it. What I like about it. Is a better multiplier than Mun, and it's like a million times. Ironically, Minmus is a million times easier to land on than Mun. I mean,
Yeah.
not a million times easier, but you know what I'm saying?
No,
Like, its
it's
gravity
way
is not as
easier.
big of a deal as Mun.
I think the thing they did with Minmus was just putting it not in a circular orbit, like around. I mean, it's in a circular orbit, but it's like there's a slight. They're not on the same plane,
Right.
and I think that was like the big thing with that. But that's just so easy to handle. Such an easy, like a 7 to 12 second burn at most.
Well done with that.
Do all your science together.
What was that?
All your science together.
I have the uh, D Magic's orbital science, I think it is. Also has a experiment storage unit, so you can collect all your science into one unit and then bring it
I gotta
back.
get some of the mods that you're using. You have so many mods.
Got problems. I'm gonna list the mods. I actually have a CCAN. If you use a CCAN, which is that one mod manager, I have a file that I can send you that has like all of the mods listed that I use. Choose to use whatever you want, to be honest with you. But I added the science mods because I like the idea of like the experiment container and the additional science. So like,
Have you played this vanilla? It's pretty trash.
I played it vanilla when it first came out for a while, and I just, I kind of lost interest because like, ugh, I'm like, okay, like after a while, you're kind of like, I've done all the things I can do in vanilla, right? And then, but when you add some mods to it, yeah, it's much better, a lot better.
I don't understand. In vanilla, it seems like some places are next to impossible to get to. Like,
Well,
I don't understand how you would get to some of the solar system with. I really don't.
I'm not sure that they necessarily intended it either.
I don't know. It just doesn't seem.
Plausible,
The way I
right?
saw like a lot of people doing it when it first came out was they would just extend the hangar. Like that was the only mod they would use is the hangar extender and just build
The biggest thing you could
massive
possibly
rockets.
imagine, yeah.
That was like the only way they would do it. Now there's so many other. Yeah, it was just building. I mean, like, like 1,000 stage.
Lots of ions and waiting. Hops around mixer. Yeah, I imagine you'd be using ion propulsion and just waiting because you could do it, but I don't know. I
But
like,
at what cost?
yeah,
At what cost?
time you're willing to spend. But I like the mod. Like I'm the mods I've picked. The goal was to not break the game from a like. The goal was to not make the game like just like easy mode cheating, so to speak, right? Like so like life support and stuff like
Right.
that are things I've added in to just like for that very
Kinda fun.
reason,
It's
you
fun.
know.
I think in vanilla it's pretty easy to do one min miss.
I could imagine Duna would be a
Called.
bitch just in vanilla. I wouldn't even know how. I wouldn't even like
Not
want to
bad.
try it. I mean, I'm sure you could do it, but
had a lot of trouble getting back, but I could get there. Could put Kerbals on Duna where they lived. They just Mark Watt needed out all the. Yeah, Lobster. Duna was good. Duna was easy if you just wanted to go there. It was not so good if you wanted to come.
which version of KSP? I'm running 1.4.2, but I'm running it with mods on it, so I got a little got more going on than just what the vanilla is.
Can they hear me or no?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. If you had that enabled.
Yeah, no, you know what? DVD made a really good point multiple times over, where it's like it's really, really hard to like follow a conversation when you're having this conversation with people and they just can't hear a word you're saying. So
Right. That looks like. Oh yeah, that is Minmus. Oh, one mod you have that I really like is the maneuver node one.
yes, maneuver node
Makes it
evolved.
so much easier to manage. I am just always effing with maneuver. I don't like it's so hard to make like little tiny movements.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. What mods don't you see in 1.4.2? Some of the mods I have, I had to drop compatibility to either 1.4 or even 1.3. Like all the visual improvement mods, they're actually only supported in 1.3, but they work in 1.4 because they're not broken. But if you're using CCAN, you might have to add like 1.4 and even 1.3 to your compatibility.
Jeb's a little bit wonky in this version too.
Oh yeah, mech jab is just broken. Like I use mech jab to create the initial maneuver, and then I'll start to adjust mech jab's maneuvers myself because I'm just like it's just not do what I want it to do anymore.
It really doesn't work outside just getting into orbit. Really, it can't even really do a simple home and transfer properly in this current build.
Oh.
That mod is so good.
Yeah, I like it. Jeb's free falling. Oh, R.I.P. Jeb.
Poor Jebbers.
Poor Jebbers.
It pauses when you do that too.
What's that? The game is not paused right now. It's just I'm.
Oh no, it's not. Have one circular ass orbit then.
But I make it work. This Mun's in the way. Jesus, killing me, Smalls.
A little zinger around Mun, man.
Ah, this will do. Yeah, so mech jab. I can't let mech jab land for me at all. I tried it once and I was like, oh, I was like, never mind, mech jab. I was like, I got it. You're broken. I'll just figure it out myself. And I haven't had the heart to try and let it do docking for me because I'm like, if it can't land, is it gonna do the same thing?
It will work for docking, but you have to turn it off before it docks. Like
Yeah.
if you keep it in autopilot, it'll never connect, and it'll just keep them spinning around, and they'll both explode.
He's stuck at 350,000 meters because his vehicle got screwed, huh? Launch a rescue mission. It's time to launch a rescue mission. And then, well, either dock or try to dock and push it, but that's going to be pretty impressive if you can pull it off.
Spacewalk him over.
Yeah, yep. You could do that. Just like
Pretty
Sentinel
shifty,
said,
though.
man. Bring it up there,
Pretty
get as close as
shifty.
you can. I had to do that here. My Mun lander, the Minmus lander I had here, it didn't have a remote control setup, so I couldn't control it. I couldn't control it. Oh, I just screwed that. Forgot to turn the engine on. Whatever. We'll see what happens. So I couldn't control it, so I had to go up right to docking. I was like 40 meters away, and then I let my one pilot, like he had the EVA over to turn the vessel, so I didn't have to like do all sorts of crazy like maneuvers around it to get to the docking port. But I also have Kerbal attachment, so I was able to bring a remote control module, and then I had Bill, the engineer, attach it to the vessel, so I didn't have to like relaunch another vessel out there. Oh, perfect.
Pretty good.
Get like 600 something thousand, and I've got like I should stop at the station at this point. I've got nearly 3,000 meters per second of delta V left.
I was gonna say you have bananas amount of fuel.
It's not intentional. It's the lower so what happens is like the lower stages end up with extra fuel, which I could probably just cut back
you
on
have
it.
that jinky little bag thing where you
Yes.
can store. Yeah.
I mean, I really don't need it, right? Like all this extra fuel I could probably dump and would have been perfectly fine, but like I don't know, like I like to leave my landers full of fuel.
That is such a silly. I hate that.
You don't like the expandable bags?
No, I think that's a little dumb. But
You don't think that there could be a practical science behind expandable bags for fuel? Like, I feel like it could be done, right? Like mesh bags, like, wouldn't they hold fuel in like a real sense?
yeah, the problem with that is your transfer lines. Where are you gonna put your transfer lines?
Well, if I had a shroud around this, couldn't the transfer lines be built into the shroud, and then when you do the actual like disconnection, the lines get severed or
Yeah, but
broken
here's the
off, or you
thing.
close them off?
In real life, you need a pump line.
Okay.
That pump is rotary and generates force, which generates torque.
Right.
Something you don't have to worry about in Kerbal Space Program.
Right. But could the reaction wheels act as that mechanism as well?
I mean, all of this is like weight, and reaction wheels only generate torque really in one or two directions. There's a whole other sets of axes that you really have to worry about when you're worrying about transferring fuel and like asymmetrical things.
Gotcha.
Not just like a nice like, okay, we're gonna point this rocket in the z-axis. You have an x and a y, and you rotate around that. Like it doesn't really work like that.
I gotcha.
Same reason why like asparagus staging is not a real thing. Plus, it introduces like cavitation to the fuel. Like it's not just like a smooth, like perfect ideal liquid.
Right.
Like as soon as you start pumping it, like
you're not going to get every single amount. You're not going to get all the fuel,
and
right?
Excess fuel, and then you worry. Like it's not a functional. And more to the point than anything else, I think that mod make like I just don't like. It's just so easy to have so much fuel. Always have fuel.
Well, then again, I mean, obviously, there's certain aspects of the game that kind of
makes the rockets look cool as shit, though.
See, the thing is, like I don't want like I'm just not a big fan of like having like if I needed all this fuel, right, I'd have to make like a longer rocket, right?
Yeah.
And like that just doesn't work just from the functionality of getting it in a freaking space, right? Like it becomes a pain in the rear end when you have like all this like it's either longer or you have extra fuel, and it's like so I don't know. I kind of like to be able to like I launched this without fuel in these, you know? So I guess theoretically, if I wanted the fuel, I could either add stationary fuel tanks and put it in here, but then it would just be like this big hulking thing on the top of the rocket.
But that's the challenge. That's the point of the thing. Like that's making the rocket so that it works, man.
Good point. Well, my whole mission, my whole focus here is to not bring fuel up from Kerbin at all anymore. So I've already scanned Mun for ore, and I'm only getting science because I need a little bit more science for one or two more parts so that I can build some landers that can then mine ore and then bring it up from Mun, and then we could turn it into fuel. But again, I mean, I know some of it, again, like some of it is obvious, like, I mean, whether it can be done in actuality or not, some of it's just never going to happen, but...
You're almost ready to build a single stage to anywhere, man.
Single stage to anywhere. I have pretty much all the parts now at this point to build a fairly large vehicle, but that's why I add life support into the game, right? So like, you know, I have to have enough supplies. I have to have enough habitability. Like I can't just launch these guys and hope that they'll survive because, well, they won't. Even though this says that his electric charge expired, that's just a bug because his electric charge didn't expire. But it's too late in the night for me to be going and docking at the space station. I have to do that another night.
Your bot is a huge fucking cuck.
No, that's me turning off Twitch to allow links. That's not my bot. I've seen
messages, dude. I hate everything.
Why do you hate everything?
Everything about what's happening right now.
Link it to me in TS, and I'll put it into Twitch chat. Jay gets very upset with me as well because I didn't let him put links in here. You can. It's not to say that you can't. I just have to go in and I think I have to like whitelist you or something like that.
There's a single stage to anywhere video.
Hold on, let me turn off my engine before I shift Alt Tab, or I'm going to be
I
launching
don't gotta
myself.
watch it. I'm just it's.
No, I'm gonna post it. Boom. Copy that. That was weird. How it works. Picky about it. Single stage to anywhere video. I guess you know what it is like working in technology and knowing the type of content that's out there and has the potential of, you know, damaging. Obviously not from you. This is all automated stuff. I'm not paying attention to that. But so that's why I don't let links in, because I'm like, you know, someone could easily click a link, like could spam a link that like asks for like username and password information. And the fact is, there's some people out there that would just click on it and give it away. I deal with it almost every day at work. At least one person contacts me and be like, I clicked on this link and gave my password. Is that a bad thing? And I'm like, yeah,
Not
that's
at
a
all.
that's a bad thing. Like, why would you do that? Well, they said they were from support and they needed my password to unlock my email account. I'm like, funny, because you got an email to that account, no problems. Like, what do you need unlocked? Ay, ay, ay.
Hello everyone and welcome.
Watch the single stage anywhere video while I'm slowing down my orbit here. That's what I'm loving, man. Is it a space plane that does this?
Well, I mean, it has to be.
See, I want to make see, that's my whole mission, man. I want to make a reusable rocket that I
Pretty
can
much
take.
can't make an SSTA without it being a space plane.
Because you need to be able to, one, take off from Kerbin with as much fuel efficiency as possible.
It needs to be able to handle planets atmospherically and non-atmospherically.
Yep.
It's cool, man. The guy's really good. It's impressive.
Yeah, man, that thing
And
makes it all the way up.
Even just him piloting, like, a lot of the things he pulls off on, like, other planets is, like, impressive. Especially because he does it all, like, blind, mostly. Flies it.
That's pretty neat. Not the prettiest thing in the world. I mean, it's not bad. I guess it's really just the parts he's using, right? Some parts it's just it's impossible to.
I think it's about as good as you can make it look for it being functional for what it does.
Yeah.
I don't
Those
know
are
that you could make it
radiators.
like look any better, and have it still do the things he do. I don't know. I've never made one because I'm not good enough.
I've tried a couple times and I fail miserably.
Yeah, space planes just completely evade intellect. I do it.
I know that you need like the Saber or the Raptor engine to be able to like go between like orbital and, or I'm sorry, atmospheric and vacuum flight. I know that that's a big thing. So that's actually what I'm doing all the science for right now. But like what I hate like more than anything is like in a second here, like when I kick off all this lower stage, it's like what a waste. Like,
right.
You know, like I want a vessel that like I can land back on Kerbin, you know, or maybe not even like, you know, it just makes sense. Like if you have a reusable vessel, like that's the practicality of it, right? Like you don't want to just keep dumping these vessels off and like, I mean, if I was in like regular career mode, that'd be impossible. Like I'd be broke.
But you're not in regular?
I'm in science career mode, so I don't.
Oh, okay.
Money is not currently.
I wish I had done that, but there is a really neat like hack for getting like unlimited money.
Oh, wait a second. I can't do that and I am probably going to kill Mundo in the process, so I need to go prograde and get myself back into orbit. Because I forgot this guy is he's in the lower compartment that I was just about to off. Poor guy. Get you back in orbit here, buddy.
Pretty impressive thing that he built. I wish I could do it. But I'm just there. Bringing this guy back to Kerbin, or are you docking him somewhere?
Well, I was going to go back to Kerbin, but I forgot that I had put a 4th Kerbal in this habitation module.
Oh.
Which I usually kick off during flight, but I needed to bring Bill and Bob and an extra pilot. So now I'm going to go, I guess I'm going to dock him at the space station because that has enough room for multiple Kerbals. So I guess I'm docking at the space station. Was not my intention.
Oh no, poor little Kerbals, man.
It really wasn't my intention, but I mean, I don't want to kill the guy. I mean, it wouldn't matter. I mean, in the grand scheme
Poor
of
little
things, like,
Kerbals. No, you can't kill your Kerbals,
no,
dude.
I'm not going to.
My biggest fear in career mode, I haven't a Kerbal yet. So sad.
No Kerbals have been lost on my watch yet.
You guys just want to go to space, man.
I'm glad I had all that extra fuel.
Yeah, I guess that did come in handy.
Only because I had to do like I stopped myself. I was ready to land, and then I'm like, wait, this guy's gonna die. I might have been able, in retrospect, I might have been able to slow my descent enough that the bottom end of the ship didn't get broken up on re-entry, and then he has a parachute. I could have parachuted him out. But
That sounds
even
pretty
more
dicey.
It sounds pretty dangerous. Definitely not NASA approved.
Sounds pretty dicey. I'm happy you went with not that. That sounds like a dead Kerbal.
Yeah, it definitely does. Oh, good, I'm catching up. So. Oh, might actually be able to pull this off. Guess we'll see.
learned recently, or I remembered,
What did you remember?
is so the orbital velocity of any object by distance, independent of that object's mass. In other words, if I had a pebble, you orbit at 200,000 kilometers, they would be the velocity.
Gotcha.
That was kind of interesting. Seems counterintuitive, doesn't it? Does to me. I would
Generally-
assume that a massive body compared to a non-massive body require different velocities to stay in orbit, even if they're at the altitude. That's not the
Interesting.
case. Yeah, I know, isn't that weird?
Very weird.
Really threw me off.
Wow. Chances of that working. Falling. It work.
Gonna be going pretty fast, bro.
Yeah, no, we're gonna do another maneuver here. This maneuver is just to get me in the neighborhood. And 46 meters per second is pretty fast, but I mean, I have plenty of engine to stop myself.
A lot of Delta V left. Alright, I believe.
Close because my got all sorts of glitchy. Oh, there it is.
Don't do it.
Don't do what? Don't dock?
No, I said press Z. What I have going on in my brain right now. Like 50 seconds, it'll all make sense.
Okay, well, uh,
Got a mod for docking.
I do. It is docking port alignment indicator. I see, lobster. I should have that. I keep parachutes on every rocket part for fun, so I don't kill them. Yeah, if I had parachutes, it would have solved a lot of problems. I wouldn't be back up here docking at the space station that I was not intending on docking at tonight. But hey, Jebediah, he's been up here for a while. Maybe we'll give him a break.
Put at least 50 drogues on every upper stage.
They
No
should.
less than 50 shoots.
Well, if I was playing in career, like regular career mode, then I would definitely have shoots on for stage recovery, and would have been able to recover a little easier. But okay, station up here that's not so big that I can still turn it without any major issues.
Color intensifies.
Put a nuclear reactor on this thing, but I think it's overkill. And I think that the heating panels I put on are overkill, and I don't think I need it, so I haven't decided what to do with it. But there's a nuclear reactor on my space station. Still no science, which would be nice, because if there was a lab on here right now, I wouldn't have to do anything. I would just
Have you
drop
guys
all the
been
science off here.
following the story behind like NASA's EM drive?
Mm-mm.
How it might actually work?
Wow, that's pretty cool. So what's the theory behind it? Like,
They're not really sure. The way it works, bounces. I can't explain science. I'm filling my vape. Terrible human. It's an enclosed, like an enclosed thing. Like a conical, like roughly a conical. It bounces. It's a microwave. Some sort of photon. Oh well. Anyway, it bounces microwaves through this like conical canister. They come out one end, they hit the other end. So you know how like, alright, so like you know how your thrusters look like even in this game, like that cone at the bottom of your, you know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
Looks kind of like that, except the bottom part is capped off. Conical box. Throws microwaves out. They hit the part that's capped off. It makes thrust.
Okay.
The reason this shouldn't work, pretty obvious to anybody who's taken even like elementary physics class, is that if you throw something at a thing closed, it's gonna rebound and then the other side of that thing. Otherwise, if you're on a box with wheels, throw a baseball, throw the baseball, there's gonna be thrust, but the baseball's gonna hit the wall, gonna cancel. Thing.
Yep.
In other words, the waves should hit the end of this box, generate some thrust, but then that thrust would be immediately canceled when they hit, because it's gonna rebound back. Like
Right.
Newtonian laws. Doesn't seem to do that. Does seem to generate an appreciable amount of thrust for some reason. They're not terribly sure why.
I love when it's science, but they can't really explain it.
They don't know. They're like delving in this sort of like almost tabled theory of pilot waves. Super don't understand. That's something to do with like physics at the quantum level. Studied
Up.
a little bit.
Light a bucket.
But yeah, they're thinking it has something to do with this almost discounted theory of pilot waves. They're thinking pilot wave theory has something to do with why this EM drive works. Shouldn't work, but apparently it does. Really cool. It would get us to Mars for pretty much nothing, quicker than what we have right now.
Hey man, I'm all for new breakthroughs in science because I feel like we should be looking towards, space in many different ways. Can't be just this. Can't just be rocks out there. There's got to be more. On.
Well, I mean, how far do you think we're gonna go? Like,
I don't know. My
Never go-
lifetime.
never gonna leave the solar system.
You don't think that that's possible at some point? Maybe not in our lifetimes. I'm not saying that, but like, you don't think
No,
at
I
some
think it's
point in
quite
our
literally
lifetime?
impossible.
Kind of depressing, don't you think?
Yes.
The amount of time it would take, humans wouldn't be able to survive.
Yeah, it's an issue of like a universal speed limit. If we're led to believe that we really can't go faster than the speed of light, there's really no feasible hope for us going anywhere. Even if you buy into travel by wormhole, like think about this. So like you have a wormhole from like Earth, from
Mhm.
Earth, wherever you want to go, right? You enter the wormhole, the star that you're looking at, that your destination's a star, is billions of light years away.
Right.
So you're seeing that star billions of years really in the past.
Right.
Star
So the
might not
star
even
may not even
be there.
exist. Right.
You enter this wormhole, get there relatively fast, but billions of years in the future.
Essentially. Yep.
By the time you've gotten there, everyone back home is dead. There might not even be an Earth. So you go back.
But it's not that you
You've just gone another
necessarily.
billion years.
It's not that you've necessarily time traveled. It's that you traveled a billion years from the perspective of the light that you saw on your side.
You are effectively time traveling.
Interesting.
Because your time is gravitationally compressed. So it seems normal to you.
Right.
But consider that the same thing works like this. If you go down to a planet that has, let's just say, okay, almost infinitely more gravity than there is on. You're gonna go down. Time will apparently move as normal to you, right?
But relatively, it will move slower.
Well, your time will be moving slower than everybody else's. So when you come back out, your family will most likely be dead.
Right. Time dilation. Same idea around black holes, right? Like the gravity there, like
Time
slows down
dilation's a
time.
little bit different. Time dilation has to do with, I mean, it is a sense a dilation of time, but time dilation is more to do with relative observation. So things like moving towards you or away from you, the light waves still compress and expand. Sort of, there's like a Doppler shift. Usually, what you refer to when you talk about time dilation. True, it is a dilation of time.
Thank you for the
Usually
follow,
when
lobster.
you like mention time dilation, it's it has to do with like a Doppler shift in.
All right. Pause.
Yeah, man.
Because it is 2:20 in the morning. You're not going to get my full mental capacity in everything we're about to talk about. And poor Lobster, I sense, has a lot more information than he wants to offer because he's like, please let me speak because I hate typing and I don't have a Discord channel up yet.
Lobster, are you a math enthusiast or science enthusiast? Do you study something? Onto this message.
Well, Mixer actually I think doesn't even have a delay, or if the delay, it's pretty minimal.
I'm just curious if he's like a math.
Yeah, yes. The response is yes.
Oh, that's awesome. What is he are you a student or are you what do you do? If I can ask.
Either,
bit of a
he's either
delay.
typing an extremely long response or finding a way to explain it in the least number of words possible.
I'm gonna be so excited if he works at like JLab because I'm like so close to JLab. That'd be fucking funny.
Well, while I wait for that response, I didn't kill any Kerbals.
Yeah, I
And,
know. This is awesome.
and I just wasted the lower section of that command section.
How much did you? You didn't look like you wasted that much.
I do my best not to waste any of it if I can get away with it, but like, it's only like the engine, some fuel, and
But you're
one
not worried about
habitability
money, right?
module.
Like you don't have to do. So yeah, who cares?
And then these clouds I'm about to pass through, that's also a mod. That's the graphics improvement mod.
I really like that, but I doubt my computer. That looks awesome.
I'm gonna jump off
You
here.
gonna pop those shoots?
See you guys tomorrow.
Adios, DVD.
Good night, man.
Catch you later, man.
User disconnected from your channel.
Oh yeah, I'm like shoots to the max. I have way more shoots than I need for this thing. But I'm always nervous. Like, I don't want to like come crashing into the ground because I miscalculated something. So my 6 main shoots. But again, I mean, first off, the cost of a shoot's like nothing. I'd probably do this even in normal. Too dumb for math majors and shit. I'm a psych major, however, my start of reading and learning was because of my fascination with the world, then to Mars, Venus, and other worlds and stars. It's special to me.
That's super cool, dude. That's awesome.
Love space. I don't know. I'm like Star Trek hopeful, man. I watch Star Trek and I'm like, it could happen one day. Maybe not in our lifetime. I'm not saying it's gonna happen in our lifetime. Like, I'm just hoping in my lifetime, like, there's the commercialization of being able to go into orbit around the planet. Like, I could be happy as a bucket list item if like I could go up into space and like complete an
That'll
orbit
probably
and come
happen.
down. Like, that's good for me. Like, I would be happy with that. I'm not expecting like super futuristics like
I'm
things
not saying
occurring.
anything like that. I'm just saying unless the speed of light is not a universal speed limit, then
Meaning,
there's pretty much no hope for us going anywhere.
so some theory breaks the basically general law of relativity,
Yeah,
right? Like that's what we're
something
talking
has
about.
to be wrong. Something has to be wrong to somehow enable faster than light travel without um, without relative passage of time. Otherwise,
Anywhere you
so
go,
much free
you're gonna be basically everyone's gonna be gone.
motherfuck. There's so much science.
1200 science. Yeah,
Oh
well,
my
here's the
God.
thing. I went through 2 or 3 like orbital biomes and I transmitted that back before I landed and then picked up the landed stuff. And so that experiment storage, right? Like that's key. So that I don't have to constantly bring back all the freaking science experiments.
That's insane.
What I'm working towards is getting the saber, the rapier, so I can
Yeah.
do
Oh, you're almost completely full out. Jeez.
yeah. So
At one
that's
point, like, space travel becomes more like a philosophical argument, 'cause, like, we're coming so close to, like, reality and alternate reality and things like that. Does it really matter if we go anywhere else, if we can create our own alternate reality? Like, does it really matter? What's the difference? Comes to the point that, like, no one can really tell you that this is real. Constructed a fake one. What would it really matter?
a good point. Yeah, Lobster Man, the dictation function in Xbox is awesome. It makes life a lot easier. I didn't even realize you're on an Xbox. Oh my god. All that typing with a controller, I would have already cut
Oh,
my own fingers off. I couldn't even handle that.
I'm so sorry
Wow,
for
yeah, I'm sorry,
everything that
man.
you've been through in the past couple minutes.
I didn't even realize, yeah. I forget that Mixer like could be on Xbox One as much as on PC because I'm usually I started streaming on Twitch and
Kind of the thing that's cool about Mixer, right?
yeah. Yeah, well, Deck had mentioned like, if we're going to be playing Sea of Thieves and other like, Microsoft specific games, like, Mixer makes a lot of sense and it's a smaller community than Twitch, which isn't a bad thing. So
It's kind of nice. I mean, you've like merged the two. I guess it's pretty.
yeah, so I've got the unified chat now. So Twitch and Mixer chats are seen on the stream, and I just got my view count fixed today. I was working with OBS on that, so now I have my Twitch and my Mixer view counts there.
Yeah, I see that. That's pretty cool.
So it kind of works. Can't complain.
I wish there was a way for the Mixer chat to be in the stream chat in the Twitch interface, though. That would be pretty.
Oh, like if I could bridge the two?
I mean, it's not possible because
The only thing would be is if my bot could do it. I don't think my bot can do it. The bot I'm using works in both Mixer and Twitch at the same time. So all the commands that exist, so like the commands that exist in Twitch also exist in Mixer and vice versa.
Cool.
So that's why I changed to this bot versus a Nightbot, which is a Twitch one, but it doesn't work in Mixer. So figured I'd find one that works in both.
Unrelated note, because I have ADD and I can't help it. They're remaking Lost in Space.
Wait, didn't that season 1 come out on Netflix already?
Lost in Space? No, it comes out May.
Okay. Because I'm totally going to watch that. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be good, but I haven't seen the trailer. I heard it was good.
Oh my god, the trailer's amazing. Get to hear the robot say "Danger, Will Robinson,"
work, Templeton.
so much cooler than it was in the first show.
I'm all for it. Did you see the movie? I'm not saying the movie was necessarily good. I'm just asking if you saw like the Lost in Space movie that was more recently that came out.
Yeah, but it was a while ago, and
It was.
I kind of remember it being not very.
It wasn't. I mean, it wasn't. It was bad, actually. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't remember enough about it. I just remember thinking it was a little bit.
It started out with like they were fighting space pirates, and then like
Pirates.
There were space pirates, or like there was a faction against the launch of the Jupiter, and then what was the guy's name? Oh, he played Joey in Friends. I can't remember his name. LeBlanc.
I know who you're talking
Matt LeBlanc.
about, but I don't know his. There you go.
Matt LeBlanc, right? So he was the pilot, and so he ends up getting like assigned as the pilot for the Jupiter mission. So, but he's like, of course, like the cocky pilot, and like there's like the older daughter scientist who's good looking. I can't remember her name, and whatever. It just ended up being like an interesting kind of adaptation to the show, which I mean, I guess it didn't do well. It was like one of those movies like you'd watch it if you were like if you wanted something on in the background to distract you to be distracted from, because like I find I have some ADD as well, and so I find that there are times I need to concentrate on something, so I'll put a really bad movie on. So I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna lose my attention from that movie for the thing I need to pay attention to, and so
What's your favorite, like, most recent space movie?
Favorite most recent space movie? You mean other than Star Wars? Because it
Star
would be
Wars doesn't really count. Not that it doesn't count. I shouldn't say that. Like it does, but it's like hard to hold a candle to that.
I happen to like Star Wars, and not even necessarily the space aspect, the more of the story aspect of it. Oh, let's see what Lobster has to say here. No, what makes me sad is if you were to look at what NASA was doing right after the moon, you would see that really we could have possibly gone to Mars really early, like we could have been there already. But after JFK, after we got to the moon, there wasn't much of a push, and we had to worry about going on back.
There's
It works. It
there's a
works.
documentary on that that I wish I knew off the top of my head. Sort of what you're just saying, and it is really sad. And if you look at like public record of how much per dollar of our money goes to NASA, right around the time that we were going to the moon at the height, it was like it was I want to say high as 25 cents on the dollar, and in recent years it was as low as 1 penny. It's up a little from there, but I think it's around 5 cents on the dollar right now. But that is crazy low. It's just so sad. You're right, it is. It's just sad that we don't spend stuff like that.
It's it is. I mean, for all the things we spend money on, all the things that we invest in. I mean, look at them. Like, you would think that like space travel would be one of those things. Like, I mean, even just the moon, Mars. I mean, it's not like these are things outside of our reach, and yet for some reason, there are things that like the world in a general sense, and governments in a more specific sense, just like they just don't find it as a necessity. I don't understand it.
Well, you got to think
Yeah.
around the time of the Cold War
Yep.
is when we were going to the moon. There was serious concerns of it being
Used as like a military staging, whether it be from the moon or like weapons in orbit or something along those lines, right?
or even just more of a symbol of defeating communism. Like the whole thing behind that conflict is like it was more a symbolic war than a literal one, and just getting to the moon first, putting people on the moon was a symbolic victory.
Right.
You best believe if North Korea, instead of developing nuclear weapons, which ours are already superior, was instead developing like a space program or proposing that they were going to go to Mars, bet your bottom dollar that we would be putting more money into getting to Mars.
Good point.
It was
And
a credible threat.
and yes, Lobster, I mean a moon base is cheaper than the International Space Station. I just don't understand how we're not like how we are in our grand vision was like space station, okay. But like no moon base? I mean like think about it. Like at least on a moon base, like you would have you'd be on at least okay, a stationary, a
Right, but it's
celestial
faster
object,
and
right?
cheaper to get supplies to and from the space station.
True, true, but like I don't know, like imagine the like extended science we could be doing on the moon. Imagine if there was like there's resources there that we could in fact use and exploit to like improve our situation from a space standpoint. Like I don't know, it feels like we're I mean, I guess we're going in a positive direction, but like nowhere near as fast as we should be. And I mean, I guess commercialization of space is okay, but like I don't know, I feel like we should be investing more.
Yeah, I agree. Is what it is.
Space has always been a front to wave our symbolic dicks. That's awesome, man. Oh, this is why I like Kerbal, though. I get that some of the stuff isn't like practical science, but at least I can enjoy like the exploration, right? Like I see these videos like the single stage anywhere, and it's like okay, can I build that? Like so I enjoy building these vessels and like even I like guess I understand some of it isn't scientifically sound, but like it's still fun to build that vessel, and can you do it?
A
Will
lot
it
of the
make it?
math is pretty spot on.
So yeah. So it's like I guess it's my own kind of like way of enjoying space exploration as best as I can, from my comfy chair. I will just pick this up. Hands, why not? But I am all Kerbaled out for the night because it has been, wow, it's like almost 4 hours of Kerbal. I should have been in bed.
Should have been playing Siege.
Yeah, that's a good point. I could have been playing Siege.
I know you hate it. I know because I can see it in your face. I can watch your stream and see.
No, we were talking about Siege after you got out. We were talking about Siege after we got out, and we talked about, like, if we're gonna learn a game, like, I'm not gonna buy a new game. That's for sure. I mean, not yet, at least. And you do make a very valid point with PUBG and Fortnite. Like, well, first off, I'm not gonna play Fortnite. It's just not like the game for me by any means of the imagination. And like, I liked PUBG because I liked the realism to a certain degree, but I dislike it because you're right. Like, to a certain aspect, like, there is no competitiveness to it, unless you're designing that competitiveness for your own, right? Yes, Siege on PC, Lobster. So I already own Siege, and I do want to put more time into it. I do want to, like, learn how to play the game, so I am gonna play more of it. Don't you worry. Like, but after playing WoW, like, I needed something like Kerbal,
That
something
was
that
a
I could
rough
just,
raid tonight, man.
dude,
That was a rough experience.
dude. There are no words for it. There's just no reason for some of the mechanical failures that occur, and it's like, I look at it, I'm like, what are we doing this for, right? If it's for fun, okay, but I don't have fun doing that, so. If it's not for fun, what's it for? The social aspect,
Dude,
we could play
okay,
Siege.
so what's his face? One warrior who said that he keep getting like picks someone and like boots them out. He wasn't getting kicked. He was specifically like jumping out with his heroic leap.
Oh, yeah.
And he kept heroic leaping right to where we were supposed to be bringing the necrotic embrace. And I'm like, dude, you're gonna get us all fucking killed, man.
Yeah.
You're gonna get us killed. Please stop. And everybody was like, no, 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 it just does it. I'm like, okay, my bad.
I mean, he might have
I don't
been
know
hit.
what to
He
tell
might have
you.
got knocked off once or twice, but then some of them, I think he was heroic leaping out when he got the necrotic embrace.
Yeah,
But like,
100%. Like
the timing of it, you
I
could just
watched
run
him
out.
heroic leap, and I was like, dude, if you do that when there's a necrotic embrace there, you're gonna get everyone killed.
Yeah.
Everyone will
Yep.
die. Whatever.
Yeah. Sorry,
What it
Lobster.
is.
It is Siege on PC. I'm primarily PC. I have Call of Duty on my Xbox, and I do play it from now and again. But usually I play it with Deck, and he doesn't really want to play Call of Duty anymore. And it's streaming from my Xbox. While it's totally possible, it's just a whole different setup for me. So yeah, sorry, bud. But I will play Siege on PC, and maybe even tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. Are you around tomorrow, man? That question was for you.
Oh, okay. I
Spence.
don't know if you're asking. I don't know. You
Yeah,
might be
I
inviting
realized.
Lobster to play. Yeah, I'll be playing. Let's see. Tomorrow I have. Ugh. And I'll be around most of the day.
I mean,
Are
I
you?
have to I have to work tomorrow. Like, the fact that I'm up is not a good thing, because I have to wake up in like 3 hours. But um,
I am also looking for a job. I want to go down to taking like one at a time. I'm a shit student. A college student.
school didn't really agree with me. Not that it didn't agree with me, but like, I don't know. I work in technology, network engineering, computers. Like, like, it's
It just
all
bothers
applied
me
stuff.
that I could not get a straight answer out of three different professors as to what direction a gradient vector points. Like, I want to know. They're like, well, you find it by. I'm like, no, no, no. I know how to find a gradient vector. The hell does a gradient vector point? Like, it. No.
I
If no one
specifically
can
cannot
tell me,
answer
I'm
your
gonna get
question.
mad.
Well, could the Googles answer that question for you?
I mean, yeah, to a certain degree, but like I want to know for like I just want to know when I take the gradient vector of a given function, where that vector is going to point relative to the function. Because I know how to find it, like I want to know I want to know what it's doing. I want to know what each thing does, and just little things like that like kind of bother me. That there's such a focus on computation. rather than theory and understanding.
Well,
There's no saying which way is right. There really isn't. Like, I could be completely certainly up for like educational debate as to which is the better focus.
I would love to give you that educational debate, but I will be unable to.
Anyway, to answer the more pertinent question, yeah, I will be playing Siege tomorrow.
All right. Well, I have way more time tomorrow, and we're not playing any WoW tomorrow. That's for sure. So
I'd love it if you joined.
I will play Siege. I will. I know Deck will too because we were talking about it, and so we still have Far Cry to play, but we don't really have to play Far Cry tomorrow. Like we're at a point where we could definitely pause Far Cry for a night or two more. So, and
Far Cry looked
Kerbal
fun, though.
will happen. Far Cry's fun. It's fun. We're on the third of the like um bosses prior to like the final guy, and I imagine after the last person it goes pretty quick because I don't think there's a lot.
Did you kill the drug chick?
No, that's who we started with, Faith. Yeah, so
Yeah.
we've interacted with her once. She's even creepier than the other one because she has this weird kind of like, you want to like me,
Terrifying.
but I am also like the worst, most terrifying thing you'd ever date, so stay away from me approach.
Yeah, she's horrifying. She's
I,
very scary.
I mean, there's crazy, and then there's straight up batshit crazy, and she's like even beyond that. So, I mean, they did really well in writing her character because it's super creepy.
You play any of the previous Far Cries?
No, I did not. No.
Far Cry always has like spectacular villains.
So,
Really like the highlight of the series for me. Their villains are always super creepy.
yeah, so we'll be playing some. We'll do some Far Cry. I don't know if tomorrow, probably on Friday, but tomorrow I'll definitely play some Siege because I don't want to like lose.
Yeah.
I want to play the game and continue to play it so I can kind of remember like the maps that we play and just some of the style. Like you were right, like playing that 3v3 on that same map over and over and over again, it made it a lot
Right.
easier. Like okay, right, when you say like the different placements where the bomb could be and the different like fortifications made a lot more sense once we played the game a couple times and
Right.
played it over and over again.
Yeah.
You know?
And there's certain like
You got cut off at the end there.
little don't attack grenades, things like that you'll play more of those maps.
Yeah.
Go to bed, I guess.
So anyway, with that though, it is the end of Kerbal and the stream for tonight. So hey, Lobster Man, thanks for coming out and chatting. Totally appreciate it. We'll be back out again tomorrow, man. So come on out, and I'm sure we'll talk about more science shit.
Lobster, you're fantastic. I have nothing to do with his stream, but thank you for
Just being here and
typing on an Xbox. Jesus, I'm so sorry.
yeah, that was pretty impressive.
Right, dude. When do you think you'll be on for like Siege tomorrow?
I probably can start stream. I'll probably start streaming around 8, so anytime after 8 o'clock.
Okay, yeah, sounds good to me.
So, all right. Well, take it easy, man. And good night, Lobster, in the stream, and I will talk to everyone tomorrow.